talking about, because I think you're exactly right. You know, it will take us as universities, but also working with partners, say like the Eastern Band of Cherokees, and other tribal peoples who do share the same vision and concerns that we do. And I think having partnership and strengthening our alliances with those people who have these same, you know, the same spirit and same mindset, I think just helps us.
And who've done it so long.
Right, and who have done it so long.
They have the experience.
Right, right. So yes, I appreciate that comment and that thought.
Please.
Yeah.
Being a marketing student, I'm looking at this with a little different perspective. I've heard a lot of great ideas, and the panel was awesome. And we're actually going to get this video up so that you can share the link with people that may have an interest in what we're doing. My suggestion in the short term, because there's obviously two goals here, would be there's 23 people in the room. Prior to when the movie was on, there were probably 40 in and out. If each person in this room finds someone that would have a passion about this, find 2 people and get them as fired up as we are right now after watching this, and let that community base spread. That's the short-term view. The word has got to get out, and that's the quickest, most efficient way to do it. There you go. Buy a copy of the movie.
I went out and got it before everybody hit the table out there.
And have your friends over for popcorn and a beverage of choice, and sit down and watch it and get a discussion going.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion.
Yeah. Heidi?
This is what I was going to say in response to your question. It ties to this, ties on this, is that the primary responsibility of universities is to educate and to teach our students and to teach young people about stuff like this. So you have to find a way, in addition to acting together as an academic body to protest these things or to make them public, we also have to have this primary responsibility to our students to make sure that they understand that this is what they're inheriting, this is what they're going to be having to face. And that's one thing. The other thing, in response to your question about, or what do you do about it, all these issues that we're talking about, the primary link between all of them, aside from the destruction to the environment, is that there is so much corruption in government, that there's so many ways for people, for money to influence policy as opposed to science to influence policy, or should be influenced.
Or democracy.
Or democracy, right? But by the same token, I mean, I think science needs to inform policy above people's opinions, you know? And so those are the kind of things I think that we have to also pay attention to in terms of what we're doing. As you know, the election is coming up. There are opportunities to try to influence what's happening and put policy over politics for a change. And that's something I think that if that could possibly ever happen, you know, I don't know. That's all.
Well, go ahead, Adam.
Just one little thing to add about what universities could do. When I was younger, I remember hearing and reading a lot about student-driven initiatives to have universities' finances divest from certain exploitative things like, you know, the South America apartheid divestiture that went along in the 80s. And so a similar effort could go on the university scale to see where the money that the state money or private colleges, where they're investing their funds and what negative impacts are coming from that, and how we can get them to move their funds out of that into more positive.
The thing I've found more often than not is your women's studies. Your women's studies programs on any campus is just about where all the good stuff is funded from. I don't know what kind of women's studies program y'all have here at Western now, but it used to be pretty powerful. It's a pretty moving force on campus. But that's been my experience, is that out of women's studies, like Wilma Dykeman, you know, she was probably funded by some university out of the women's studies program. So that's all we need to do, ladies, is to get together, kick some butt, you know, that's all we gotta do. Because these men have been in charge long damn enough. And look what a damn mess they've left now for us, and our young'uns have to clean up. And I get real mad, and that's why I've been up and down out of my chair like a jack-in-the-box. 'Cause this time this shift was over. Period. And we ain't talking about politicians, we're talking about each and every one of us. And until we get to a point we don't see the color of somebody's skin, or an accent, or whether they're male and female, then we're screwed. They'll be at hot springs and the hot stuff tubs will be gone. Hell, the whole state will be gone. And when are we gonna stop this stuff? I'm gonna run for office.
There you go. Go, Shilakay.
I've had enough. I'm gonna run for office. I've had it.
And I think that too, think about the things that motivate people. What can you do that motivates somebody? You motivate them with fear. That happens a lot. Our culture uses fear, and you would think that knowing this, there would be some fear, initiated by some, but also you can motivate people from the heart, and that is where creative things come in. Music, art, novels,
That's
like you
like
mentioned.
y'all were mentioning.
The creative arts can motivate, and I was noticing that the use of the banjo here is, I think, part of an opportunity that some of us have as musicians, that people are becoming a little more aware of Appalachian music. And I think that sound, that's something, but somehow we have to think out of the box to motivate people to care.
Well, and interestingly, the banjo is the only traditional stringed instrument that is American. With the 5 strings, not the 4 or the 3. Those came over with the slaves. But I'm talking about the 5-string banjo is the American instrument, period, with strings on it. Isn't that fabulous? And he used it in his documentary.
And by the way, this is Sheila K. Adams, very famous
And infamous.
wonderful and infamous, right? Mountain balladeer and musician, and I hope you get to come tonight and listen to Sheila K. and Where's Marty Jones and Mike Jones, and I shouldn't even say names. I shouldn't even utter them. But,
we're doing mostly Cole songs tonight too.
Yes, but come and listen to the music and listen to folks who are playing, and because they do have a message that is very closely related to all of these things. Yeah, Ben.
This is just another depressing thought and not a solution, but I kept thinking about seeing the people whose water was affected and whose health was affected, and you just want to think, I hope they get together. But it's so hard to organize yourself or organize a movement if you have a migraine. And these companies, they're killing the people who are initially being affected by this.
Well, part of it is we're not giving the information. You're not going to find this on, you're not even going to find it on public ticket. Because
they can't organize.
No.
You just can't do that when you're,
when you're sick. Right?
A few years back, I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal, which I don't do very often, and I don't know where I found this one, but it was T. Boone Pickens. And he got mentioned in the film, big gas and oil man. And at the time, he was buying up as many water reservoirs as he could, underground aquifers in Texas. And he said that water is going to be the oil of the 21st century.
Yep.
And here this man is polluting as much of it as he can while he's securing as much of it as he can. Wow. So, and that's one of the things in this film, just talking about that creek and him standing in this creek. Like I said, I grew up on the shores of Lake Erie. I mean, there was a sand dune between me and it. And I know what a polluted lake is like. And And it's a sad thing when something as precious and as essential to life as water is thrown away that heartlessly. And, you know, a very intelligent entrepreneur is saying it's going to be worth everything.
That's a nice segue that water will be our theme for Rooted next year, by the way, so. Thanks for everybody staying, and thank you, panel, for your insight and comments. We really appreciate it. Make sure that we have some places to eat downstairs. There's Einstein's and a food court, and then right around the corner of the next building is another food court with hamburger joints, a big cafeteria.